My unmatched perspicacity, coupled with sheer indefatigability, makes me a feared opponent in any realm.
The magic shit, I'm a freak to the core. Get a dose once, you gon' want some more. My tongue touch your girl, your toes bound to curl. This exclusive stick, I don't share with the world. I had you up early in the morning, back shot, proper, the low can't stop us. Been a fiend for this rock him made hits. Get the position down pat, then it's time to switch. I rock the boat, I work the minute. I speed it up, straight beat it up. 1 minute, 6 seconds, magic stick.
I got the magic box.
Had that ass tripping at the one back shot. The gifts, the ice, I like that a lot.
The minks, the leathers, the seal
I got the magic stick. I know if I could hit once, I could hit twice. I hit the baddest chicks. Sure they don't believe me, then come with me tonight and I'll show you magic. What? Magic. I got the magic.
I mean, when you look at the way that American society is developing, do you feel that the government is tackling social issues in this country in the right way or not?
Well, it's a lot of different issues that are going on at the same time, so it's pretty tough to say, you know, those specifics, the ones that would affect Mike Tyson or 50 Cent. I don't think there's much focus on that.
Should there be?
You know, I mean, everyone would think that it should be in the area that they're affected, you know, but there's so many different areas to attack that it's interesting. Like, it's a choice. It's, you know, a lot of choices to make in that actual area, what they should do socially or how. There wasn't a lot of recreational things for you to do either at that
No, that my big thing is people get bored.
Right, I mean,
young men get bored, and when they get bored, they get restless, and if they're in the wrong environment, they get violent, and they get into drugs. You've got to give people an alternative, haven't you?
Well, they're actually after the things that we condition them for. See, when you have a male child, a young child, and a female child, a young child, we offer a baby while she's a baby, a dollhouse, a cooking set. I think we're teaching her nurturing subconsciously. We offer a male child cars, trucks. If it's a Hess truck, we mean work at the gas station. If it's a fire truck, we mean be a fireman. If it's a police car, we mean be a police officer. And we also offer a male child guns, cap gun, a water gun, one that just makes sounds and light up when you squeeze it. These are toys that are manufactured for children. They manufacture that because I think they're subconsciously trying to teach that male child to be the financial support of the actual relationship, his family, and a protector. But you can misinterpret what those things are there for.
Of course you can.
With less guidance as a child, you can take that gun and have it mean, I want to shoot somebody.
She belongs to the man in marriage, correct?
Right. You see, that to me is misogyny.
And you're entitled to your opinion.
Right. But do you not understand why people think it is misogyny?
I understand why some people can be very offended by what I say. What they do is they take a point like that and they ignore all the other points I make the other way around.
But that's why I've repeatedly asked you about that line, to see if you've changed your position, but the reality is you haven't.
It's not about changing positions. I'm a full-grown adult and I stick by the things I say and I'm responsible for them.
Which by the way is fine.
Absolutely.
So, but you did say at the start of this little way now that I did before I was famous, and yet actually you've doubled down and said exactly the same thing.
On certain points.
So that is what you believe. That's my point.
Yes.
I'm trying to work out, look, I don't know you. We've
Correct.
just met, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to work out who Andrew Tate is and what you actually believe. I don't want to twist anything at all.
Then let me make it very, very clear to the camera. I believe a woman is given to the man in marriage. I believe that. I also believe a man has a duty to protect and provide for her. I believe a man should lay down his life if something happens or his wife's life is threatened. I believe that women and children first are on the lifeboats.
But
I believe that men...
But a man doesn't own a woman.
It's not, no, it's
Because
okay.
they literally buy them as a slave.
Well, obviously we're not talking about that. We're talking about religious, biblical marriage. We're talking about something else.
Yeah, but I'm a Christian. I don't believe that I own my wife.
Do you believe your wife was given away to you when she took your last
I
name?
believe that there is a process where a father traditionally walks his daughter down the aisle and hands his daughter to this man, and they stand there and become a union of two loving people in a partnership. No, there's no ownership involved.
I didn't say
he's not selling her. The father of the bride isn't selling his daughter.
No, absolutely.
That's what property means.
She becomes a member of your family.
Is it?
I think we're arguing over semantics.
We're not, though, because fundamentally I don't believe a man owns a woman. You do.
Well, I don't think a man owns any sovereign individual. I don't think we live in the world of slavery. I don't own any men or any woman.
Right.
Nobody owns
But when you
anybody.
use phrases like property, that's what you imply.
I understand.
And so my point again is, you're a smart guy, right?
Correct.
There's no denying that. You're smart, you're a good talker, I've seen a lot of stuff. But what I don't think you quite fully understand
No, I understand
is that
very well.
when young, impressionable people
I understand
who are
very
not
well.
as smart see things like, I think my sister is a husband's property, yes, and you've just reaffirmed that,
Yeah.
that belief. They think that they have the right to own women.
I understand that very well, Piers.
That's why people think you're a misogynist.
Completely. I understand all of this very well, which is why when you're saying I was backtracking, I'm not.
Do you have any regret, though, over the way you phrase this stuff?
Well, this is the point I was trying to make. The point I'm trying to make is, when I was not nearly as famous and I was making long format content, I was not sitting there anticipating I'd become the most Googled man on the planet and that few seconds can be taken out of context. That was not my
No,
anticipation.
but it's
I
still
didn't
what you
plan.
believe. It's what you believe now. So what's the difference?
it's not about, you're asking me, you're saying that young people were
If you
impressed.
said to me, look, Piers, honestly, I've had time to think about this, and I wish I hadn't said it, I don't believe that. That's one thing. Actually, you said the opposite. You said, actually, that's what I think, yeah.
I think that,
It doesn't really matter whether you recorded it when you're famous or not famous. It's what you actually believe, right?
I believe that a man has a duty to protect and provide for a woman. I believe that a woman's father gives her away to the man. That's what I believe, and that's in my marriage, that's the circumstance I'm going to live under. If people want to live in a different scenario, that's completely theirs. Their prerogative.
You went on to say about authority over women. If I have a responsibility over it, I must have a degree of authority. For the same reason, if I have responsibility over people who lose their mind, as an example, an analogy, responsibility over a child, I have to have some authority. So you believe as part of your ownership or your property of the woman, you have authority over it.
No, I believe if you have
That's what you said.
I believe if you have responsibility over something, you have to have a degree of authority. You can't be responsible.
Yeah, but authority means, again, that you're the boss.
The point I'm making, if you please let me finish this point. The point I was trying to make was talking about the safety of a woman. She was walking alone at night, and I was saying, well, I wouldn't let my woman walk alone at night. And they said, well, you're not in charge of her. You don't get to decide what she does. I said, I understand, but if I'm responsible for her safety, and I'm the person who's burdened with making sure she is safe, I have to have the authority to say, don't put yourself in an unsafe situation. My unmatched perspicacity, coupled with sheer indefatigability, makes me a feared opponent in any realm.